Hi, I'm Dawn Hoyd, and this is my family in a ceremonial cone house with the Bribri, the indigenous people still living in the jungles of Costa Rica. How did I get here, you might ask? Well, before the local Uber, just kidding, there's no Uber in the jungle. Before the water taxi across the river. Before the 5-hour bus ride. Before arriving by airplane. Actually, way back in 2016, I decided to follow a lifelong dream of traveling. I didn't want to just do the tourist route, all of the coffee and chocolate tours. I decided that I really wanted to travel in a way that I could get to know the people and culture. I meant to travel with purpose, and my intention was to expand my knowledge, connect with and learn from other cultures while honoring the people I learn from. Years ago, in my early 20s, as an anthropology student, I became inspired by the jungles of the Amazon. I read a book that further inspired my curiosity of the tribes and indigenous people of the jungles of South America. But being a single mom of a young child at the time, it was many years before I took that child with me as a college graduation gift, and my dreams of the Amazon evolved into a calling to the jungles of Costa Rica. And I followed inspiration, intuition, spirit, source, or whatever forces pulled me to Costa Rica. With the direction of a friend, I reached out and connected with the amazing Mother Teresa of Costa Rica, Gail Nystrom, founder of the Costa Rica Humanitarian Foundation. And we learned of the people of La Carpio. Gail put us with a homestay family where we were warmly welcomed, fed wonderful traditional meals, practiced our Spanish, and were picked up each morning to volunteer in La Carpio, where the refugees of the 80s made a home, on the landfill where two polluted rivers merge. Gail showed us the Montessori school she was creating for the children, the English classes and books, and life skills such as cleanliness, washing hands, watering plants and gardening, and how to be a good friend and a good person. She showed us the angel dolls and crafts that support the foundation. We met the beautiful mothers and abuelas and children living with such love and resourcefulness. With old paint we found and only materials found on site, we made what we had work and helped clean and prepare an old clinic for non-traditional school for families who cannot afford school uniforms or school supplies, and a library for children and adults who want to learn to read with local teacher volunteers. Our eyes and hearts were opened to the joy that can be found in some of the greatest hardships. I loved the women I met here and the children instantly, and returned in following years with beads and other craft and art supplies and ideas. More to come in future videos about Gail, her foundation, and her beautiful bilingual books. We collaborated and connected with other volunteers and explored the vast abundance of nature and jungle that is Costa Rica. We adventured the river taxi to Tortuguero, land of 1,000 dogs and giant prehistoric iguanas, watched turtles nesting with Willie Rankin, and met with Gail again for a very special introduction to Rojer Blanco, an indigenous Bribri in Amubri, where I learned about plant medicines, and Gail collaborated on one of her books. The medicine for bathing the baby.
Yeah. Y yo siempre, eso sí lo puede dejar.
Sí.
We were entertained that evening with song and dance, introduced to Bribri language, learned that a house is part of the family and needs fire and smoke and people. had the best sleep of our lives in the beautifully crafted open-air hut, while Gail and Roher communicated in their dreams and woke to present us with their notes on the importance of seeds. Roher showed me how to use cacao for energy and revitalization when hiking, and explained to me how only the women can process cacao into chocolate for ceremonial purposes in their matriarchal society, and taught me about their sacred rivers and mountain and the gods and spirits that dwell there. We began a great friendship, and as I continue to learn about the Bribri, they tell me their greatest want is to be known, for the world to know the Bribri exist, and that they have knowledge to share, that they wish to teach as well as learn, that they have much knowledge about our connection with life and nature. So here I go. With one little iPhone and a GoPro, I intend to spend 30 days with the Bribri and share them with you and the world on YouTube. So like, subscribe, share like crazy. The Bribri exist.
Mommy goes.
Ave,